Hello! Today I'll be making Musaka. Its origins are from Balkan, and all you need is, you can use any kind of veggie, but I use eggplant, zucchini, and potato. In this case I'm using two types of potato, sweet potato and new potato. And for sauce I'll be using ground beef or chicken. You can use whatever you desire, and stay tuned. The veggies for the moussaka are ready. I just passed them a little bit in the heat. You don't have to bake them because they will go in the oven to be baked again. So the veggies are ready. I marinated them with salt, pepper, oregano, and parsley, and coconut oil. And they're all ready. Stay tuned. Hello. So this is the ingredients for the sauce of the moussaka that I'm making today. And you can eat any ground meat you prefer. I'm using turkey ground meat, organic. And then these are the spices: oregano, pepper, salt, parsley, dry parsley, fresh parsley, thyme, carrots, onion, white onion, one white onion, and then celery sticks, fresh homemade tomato sauce, and voila. We're gonna saute the ground turkey, and I put the stems of the parsley just for a little bit, so they saute with the meat, the ground meat. Just adding a little salt and pepper. Adding the bay leaves and the minced garlic. Saute for a minute, and then add the onions. Now we're going to remove the parsley stem, just to give it a good smell to them. And then I'm going to add the onions. One medium white onion, and I'm using coconut oil, organic coconut oil to saute. So now we're going to add the parsley. I use the food processor to chop these, because you need them finely chopped. And I'm adding the carrots. Saute them for like 5 minutes. I'm adding the tomato sauce. So I'm adding salt, like a tablespoon of salt, and dry parsley, oregano at the end now. And then we're going to add the thyme, and it's almost ready. So I'm going to leave it for 10 more minutes. It takes a bit long, but if you don't use all the sauce, you can save it in the fridge. You can use it for spaghetti, for whatever you want to use it. thyme and fresh parsley. I leave it like 5 minutes and it's done. And then we're going to move on to preparing a white sauce or bechamel. Stay tuned. Hello. So the sauce is ready for the moussaka, and now we're going to move on to the white sauce, the bechamel. Stay tuned. Hello. Now we're going to make the white sauce or the bechamel, and it's better to use a bigger pot, a heavy pot, so it's easy for you to whisk in it. Stay tuned. So we're adding the butter, medium heat, because cast iron keeps the heat in. And then we're going to add the same amount of flour as we added with the butter. So melting the butter at a medium temperature and adding the same amount of all-purpose flour and whisk so it dissolves and mixes with the ingredients mixed together. Before adding the milk, you're going to turn off the heat. You're going to have to make this a little bit brownish, not too much. Just now we turn off the heat, and we're going to add the milk. Whisking continuously. Because we don't want the sauce to bubble, so we have to continuously whisk. Now we're going to add a little bit of, going to turn the heat back up, also medium temperature, because depending on the stove you have and the pan you're cooking it with, the pot you're cooking it with. And then you keep whisking, because now there's no chance it's going to bubble. So. This is the consistency you're looking for. And I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, black pepper, and then a little bit of nutmeg. You can use fresh grated nutmeg if you have. This is also called French white sauce. Every country has their own name to call it. Gonna add a little bit of salt. I'm adding Himalayan salt. Just a half teaspoon. This is so the sauce is almost ready. See the really nice consistency. After this is done, I'm just gonna add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to it because I'm using it for. You can use it for lasagna. I'm using it for Musaka, which is some type of lasagna, but without the lasagna pasta. And this is perfect. Turn the heat off, and it's done. Beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit of mozzarella cheese, not a lot, because we need the rest to finish, to put on the top of the Musaka. And this is it. So the first layer. So I'm gonna mix now the white sauce, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of white sauce for the top to finish it. So now we're mixing the two sauces, and look at the consistency of this. Oh my god, and it's delicious. It smells so good. So we're gonna layer this. And I'm gonna add some cheese after every layer. Basically, it's gonna be 3 layers. We use all the veggies. Every veggie has a different layer. The cheese is gonna keep together everything, just like a lasagna. That's it. So we finished the layer, and now we're gonna just add another layer of the sauce, and so on. Use whatever veggies you have left, and then the potatoes will hold. It's gonna look nice with the topping. I didn't have a lot of potatoes, so I used whatever I had. And then this is the last layer, and we're gonna add the bechamel or the white sauce on top with the cheese, grated cheese. You can do Parmesan, or you can do Parmesan and mozzarella, both of them. But we don't want to make it too heavy. And voila! A little bit of white sauce. So we have that golden, look to it once it's baked. We're gonna put it in the oven for 25 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. And it's done. I'm adding some mozzarella cheese. And this, guys, is gonna be, oh my God. It's a bit of a long recipe, but it's worth it. And I hope you try. The moussaka is ready. I almost burnt it. Don't leave it more than 35 minutes. Depends on the oven. But it smells amazing. I hope you try it. Hello. Today I'll be making pasta with baked cherry tomatoes and capers, which I'm gonna bake them with the cherry tomatoes in the oven for 400 Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. And this is how I'm gonna do it. So place the cherry tomatoes facing up. And so now I'm gonna marinate everything. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil all around them. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar to caramelize them, like just a pinch of sugar. And I'm putting oregano. The dates, the capers, actually you can fry them, but I'm gonna bake them together with the tomatoes, with the cherry tomatoes, you know. So I'm preheating the oven at 400 Fahrenheit or 200 degrees, and these are gonna be baking for 40 to 45 minutes. So we're gonna create that dry tomato, you know, look. Stay tuned. So the cherry tomatoes and the capers are baked and ready. And I'm gonna make the sauce. Stay tuned. So now I'm getting the baked tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and I'm gonna put them in the blender, blending them well. So the rest of the tomatoes and the capers, I'm gonna put them all in a bowl, saving them for to garnish the final plate. Stay tuned. And this is the garnish that I'm saving for to put the plate together at the end. Stay tuned. So now I'm blending. So I'm putting some anchovies fillets in here. We're just gonna melt them. Salted the water. I'm gonna make the rigatoni. We have the anchovies already. I'm just gonna put the tomato sauce. So I'm putting the tomato sauce that I made. The sauce is almost ready. the sauce and the pasta is ready. We're just gonna add the garnish now. It smells delicious and I hope you guys try. I'm adding some lemon zest. So now we're garnishing with the capers and the baked cherry tomatoes. And at the end, I'm just gonna add some cottage cheese. Hope you try. Bon appetit! So the rigatoni pasta is ready, and the sauce with the baked cherry tomatoes and capers looks amazing and smells delicious, and I hope you guys give it a try. Bon appetit! So this is the zucchini I'm going to use today to make zucchini frittata, and I'm going to grate the zucchinis and then stay tuned. So I'm grating the zucchini all in here, and as we know, the zucchini is 90% water, so we have to drain the water out of it after we grate them. The zucchini is completely grated, and now I'm gonna strain it in one of these cotton strainers. So I'm gonna strain the shredded zucchini in here, just to strain the water, because it's too much. It's watery. So make sure you strain all of the water. And continue so on with everything else. I'm gonna use 4 eggs because I had for zucchini, medium zucchini. Because if you have only 2, you use just 2 eggs. And instead of the goat cheese, I'm gonna use Parmesan cheese because I don't have, or you can use any kind of cheese. I'm gonna put like a teaspoon of salt in the grated zucchini because the salt will bring the water out. So I'll be using 2 shallots as well, and 1 cup of almond flour, and half feta cheese and half Parmesan cheese. I'm cutting the shallots. So now everything is prepped to make the zucchini frittata. And stay tuned. So now I'm adding the shallots, the cheese, the feta cheese, the almond flour, the eggs, and some of the Parmesan cheese on the side. I'm just gonna mix it. Salt, pepper, and then you stir it, not too much, just to mix the ingredients. So the consistency is ready. It's perfect. And I used oregano and parsley, pepper and salt. And just because I like to use my herbs. And stay tuned. So the patties are this big. And then we're using a non-stick pan. And I'm using coconut oil. So they're perfectly done. Love it. So now I'm making the dip for the frittata. 1 cup of yogurt, and I'm putting, I don't have chives, so I'm putting a handful of parsley, fresh parsley, and 1 to 2 cloves of garlic. Oops, I'll mix them together. And voila, the dip is ready. So the dip is ready, so now I'm going to decorate the top of this. Looks perfect. Voila. I hope you guys try it. Hello. This is the zucchini frittata, and this is the end result of it. I hope you guys give it a try. Bon appetit. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be making pasta with cherry tomato and feta cheese, goat cheese actually. And this is what I'm gonna be needing. And this is for the pasta, and this is the pan I'm gonna be using. Stay tuned. Olive oil. Cherry tomatoes. I have to make a little bit of room. Oops. For the feta cheese. Garlic. If you happen to love garlic. Parsley. Oregano. Pepper. Fresh onions. And this is going to go into the oven. And we're going to put this in the oven for 15 minutes. So, halfway into the, actually I turned off the heat. I'm just gonna put the parsley. And mix it together with the and leave it in the oven for 5 minutes. Now add some spaghetti pasta in there. It's delicious. I hope you guys try this. It's super easy and delicious. And the fusilli pasta, it's done. It's super easy to make, as you saw, if you saw the video. It takes 20 minutes tops to make, including boiling the pasta. And I added a little bit more, like I added the fresh onions. But that's all I added from the usual one. Hope you try. Hello. Today I'll be making veggie lasagna, and you just need a few veggies, as is shown in here, and the butter and the flour. It's for the bechamel that you're going to be making, you know, to put on top of the veggies. And now we're going to continue to have the water boiling here for the lasagna pasta. And this is where we're going to be putting the lasagna. Okay. So all the veggies are cut and prepped, so it's ready for us to proceed. So I sauteed the garlic a little bit, and then we add the tomato sauce. And then that's it for a moment. Now I'm going to add the eggplants. Mix it up. And then now the peppers. So now I'm adding the last one to add is the zucchini. Cilantro. Oregano. Pepper. Black pepper. about 2 tablespoons. So now we're going to stir this a little bit, and then this has to be cooked for 15 minutes because it still has to go in the oven, remember? Okay. Now in the meantime, this is cooking. I'm going to be making the bechamel. All you need is butter. Flour. And then we can be adding milk. The bechamel is going to have to be a little bit this consistency. And then you turn off the bechamel to heat. Then you're going to be adding the salt. And the pepper. I don't have white pepper, but usually it's used white pepper. I've always actually used black pepper. No biggie. Same thing. And it's done. So now we're putting everything together. Oops. Bechamel. Butter. Cheese cubes, or you can grate the cheese. I like the cheese cubes. And then we're gonna add another layer. My lasagnas are too long, so I'm gonna be cutting them. and so on. So the last layer has a lot of bechamel and cheese, like grated cheese. And the bechamel, it's that we put it in the other layers, in all of the layers, keeps the lasagna together and looking delicious, like everybody knows. Okay, now we're gonna put it in the oven. For 35 minutes. Depends on the oven. So now you'll know right away that it's done, even if you don't time it, because you need that golden color. This looks delicious. I'm gonna have to cut it when it's a little bit colder, and I'll show you what it looks like. So now it's cooled down, so I just would like to cut it. Oops. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be making mushroom quiche and with veggies. Actually, the only veggie would be the onions and the zucchini. And you'll need minced garlic, oregano and parsley, dry, olive oil, 4 eggs, pepper, black pepper and salt, and a cup of milk, and this is all you'll be needing. I hope you stay tuned. Hello, today I'll be making mushroom quiche with veggies, and I added olive oil, now the minced onions, which I had 2 small onions. Here, we're going to saute these for 3 minutes or so until they're sauteed. And now I'm going to be adding the minced garlic. It's like 4 or 5 garlic cloves. And we have to saute this for a little bit, like 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Now I'm going to be adding the diced zucchini. And we're going to saute them for like 5 minutes. We're adding a little bit of salt, pepper, black pepper, oregano, and parsley, dried parsley. So now we're adding pan. Now we're going to add the mushrooms and saute them for 5 minutes or less. A little bit of salt, pepper, and oregano and parsley. I usually prefer fresh ones. Today I'm going to be using dry ones. And now we're just gonna whisk the eggs together with milk, some salt and pepper to pour on our quiche. And pepper, salt, the mushrooms into the pot and spread it evenly. Now I'm going to add the bocconcini because I like them so much. And now we're going to add the eggs and the milk. So I'm going to put the pan in the oven, and this will be baked for 20 minutes, but halfway there, we're going to add the Parmesan cheese on top and then bake it for 10 minutes. So there you go. Oven at 180. And now we're going to be adding the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese everywhere evenly. Perfect. I used my hands right there. And now it's ready. Oh, the smell of it is insane. So good. Can't wait to eat it. So I hope you guys try this recipe. It's delicious and it's super simple. Yeah, hi guys, today I'll be making spaghetti alla bolognese, and this is all I'll be using for today. So you have the onions, you have the parsley, you have the oregano and the garlic. I'll be putting some carrots in it, and this is the tomato paste. Today I don't have the homemade one, but this is organic. I bought it from the health store. And bay leaves, pepper, salt, and olive oil. And this is the ground meat that I bought. We don't usually buy a lot of meat, but this is bolognese, so we have to. And this is all organic. Actually, this is chicken. This is not even beef. It has to be beef, but we don't do that. So that's it. So now I'm going to be adding the onions, the garlic, and then we'll just stir fry for a little bit. Not too much, because then the bolognese is going to have to be, boiled for a little bit. We don't want to stir fry things or boil things to death. So I am cooking this with coconut oil because it burns better, and olive oil it doesn't. Like, it's not healthy to burn. It burns fast, the coconut, the olive oil. So now I'm going to add the carrots or any veggie you have. Like, I usually do it with a lot, but because we juice, we don't use so many veggies in this case. And then I'm going to be adding the tomatoes. So we're boiling this for a little bit now. It's been like 5 minutes. I'm just going to add the parsley. which I like to add parsley because you don't have to, but I do. And then to make bolognese, you have to add half portion of chicken ground meat and half veal or beef. But in this case, I didn't, because I'm trying to do a healthier bolognese. And I don't want the people who, you know, the Bologna people to say that I'm doing it wrong, because this is my way. So we're going to cover it and then leave it cook for like 15 minutes, and it's going to be ready. And now I've turned off the heat, and we'll leave it with the cover up. We cover this up, and it's all ready to be served. I usually take a little bit of the liquid from the pasta, boiled pasta, and put it in the mass, the bolognese that we did. And don't overcook the pasta, so you can put it in the pot, and it's going to be finished cooking in the pot. And then now we're mixing the pasta with the bolognese sauce, and the leftover, once you eat, you can eat with bread after. Usually that's how it's, you know, eaten, or I prefer it like that. And you guys have to try it, because the pasta that I used was the Rumo pasta, and this is the Rumo pasta. It's really, really good. It's a bit expensive, but if you want to have good pasta, you know, and not eating it too often, that's what you need to get. And voila, ready to serve. Take. And super delicious and healthy at the meantime. You know, if pasta can be healthy, this would be a version of it. Bon appetit, everybody. If you try the recipe.